Hey everybody, this is Tommy G.
MPJ.
And PJ, here we are in the Big Apple, New York City, and it is big. And we haven't been out here a long time. Pete, it's a great city to be in. They have two major league teams and two minor teams, and two of their teams that we know are the Wild Pigs and the Wideloads. And tonight we show up to play the first place Wideloads in New York. And Pete, a little something about Apple Field. You know, we've been it's been a long time since we've been to the stadium, but we started our calling our games at Apple Field. Remember that one?
No.
Game 2, freebooters. They brought us in.
I don't remember a lot about the freebooters. I was drinking pretty heavily back then.
That's when it all started. That's when the magic started. Here, looking at the Wideloads team and taking a look at their roster as well. They got a pretty big group of people. A lot of these names we know: Liner, Gaspar, Masha Donga. We actually were able to. I think we see? Yeah, we saw them. Didn't we see them play in San Diego when we were out there? Right?
I think so.
Yeah, they played the Platypi. I can't remember who won that one.
I think it was the Wideloads.
Yeah,
Platypi were struggling early on.
Checking the standings really quick. We had a whole bunch of games back there. Pete, let's go over the standings to tell people where everybody's at.
Okay. If we gotta. Over in the Pioneer Conference in the Pathfinder Division, the Burners are holding a half-game lead with a record of 11-7. They hold a slight lead advantage over the Moose, who are 11-8.
In the Uncharted Division, these New York Wild Pigs are 10-8 in first place. They're a half game ahead of the Platypi, as we said, from San Diego. Interesting note, though, Hot Corners on the bottom there have 6 wins just like we have. And they've also won their last 3. So things are stirring.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Over in the Journey Division, there's a two-way tie for first place. The Sandcats and the Arctics are knotted up at the top with a record of 11-8, while the Freebooters have fallen 2 games behind with a record of 9-10.
Over here in our Explorer Conference, Seafair Division, the Houston Jacks are 13-6, and they are in first place of that division, and they're a game and a half ahead of the Gold Coats out of the Gold Coast in Oakland. They're 11-7.
And in our very own trade division, the Nemesis are holding a 2-game lead with a record of 11-8. The Herbivores just behind them with a record of 9-10 are 2 games back. And then our very own Beewolves on a hot streak have moved up to a second place tie for last place with the Sirloins with a record of 6-12. And they're sitting 4.5 games out of first place.
And finally, in the Curiosity Division, these New York Wideloads are holding court at the top of the 11-7 record with a plus 19 run differential. They're a half game ahead of both them and the Warblers, who we just took down a peg. Pete.
I was just going to say, what I like about that is the Herbivores were in first place, and we had a 2 games against them in a row in Tacoma. And so when we left town, the Herbivores had lost first place to the Nemesis. By the same token, the Warblers came into our home stadium, sitting in first place in the Curiosity Division. And when they left, they were in second place. So I kind of get a little kick out of the fact that we're playing King Killers here. We're taking down the Kings.
Yeah. I was just taking a look at the schedule there. Starting off at Game 12 when Balfour took the mound. When we finally started turning things around, we won that game 8-7 in Hawaii. It was the second of a 2-game stint. Since then, we've won 5 out of our last 7 games, including the last 3 straight. We're one of the hottest teams in the league right now, Pete. It's weird to even say it.
It is, but it's good. I mean, the play has been really exciting and a lot of fun to watch. We have moved into a tie with the Sirloins, and hopefully we'll be able to get a game lead over them. We do have a tough test here against the Wideloads. We should get a little bit more of an even matchup with the Overdogs, and then we'll take on the Sirloins. And hopefully we'll be able to start putting some distance behind between us and the Sirloins as we continue to make progress, hopefully up the ladder. I was hoping after we went 1-10 in our first 11 games, I was really hoping we could go like 8-3 in the next 11 games, and we're doing pretty good so far.
Yeah.
We're about 5-3, right?
Yeah, it's a totally different experience. At least that's the plan, right?
Right.
But while we're here, we might as well talk about that last one, that 5-2 win against the Warblers. It was Ortiz against Tapia. And just to start it off, early game, after Ortiz walks his first batter and Gina Torrance makes a nice dive to throw out the lead runner, Lennox Haley comes to the plate for the Warblers and knocks this one just over the glove of Ruby Green at third base. And Buster Biggs misses the pickup and is forced to run back to get it, while runners advance to second and third. Ash Lewis then comes to the plate for the Birds and hits this one down the first base line. Franco dives to stop the ball, but can't quite grab it, and the visitors put the first run on the board. Ortiz then regains his composure and puts Roosevelt away to start off his longest K streak in his career. We'll talk about that one more shortly, Pete. It was definitely the Beavis Ortiz show.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was quite an outing for Mr. Ortiz.
Well, Franco starts off the scoring for the Beewolves in the bottom of the first after a Buster Biggs double with one of her own, sending Biggs home and tying the game up at 1. Ortiz then gets his second K against Person to end the next side. Eliza Peck then steps to the plate for her first at-bat for the Beewolves and announces her arrival with this double, and the fans give her an Arizona welcome. Still, in the bottom of the second, Hanley Dexteris comes to the plate and answers with a double of his own to bring Ms. Peck around and put the Beewolves out in front 2-1. After Billy LeBoink pushes the runners forward, Buster Biggs steps up and hits this nice liner into center field, bringing in yet another run, and it's a 3-1 game at that point, Pete.
Yep. I remember that.
top of the third, and Ortiz continues the long march to 10 Ks with his third and then his fourth to end the side. Peter mentioned that he was quietly having the best game without me recognizing until he'd racked up 7. He continues his run in the top of the fourth against Turnip to make it 5. And in the bottom of the fourth, Hanley Dexteris mounts his horse and rides this one into the Arizona sunset for his first and long overdue home run of the season, 2-bagger, putting the Beewolves out in front by 4.
That was all she wrote.
Yes, line driver. Tapia goes down with a liner to the face the next at bat. But it was good to see. It's good to see the long ball by Dexteris. That's his first of the year.
Yeah, it was. And we're waiting on Laura Franco with 98 power. She's bounced quite a few off the back wall, but just hasn't gotten it up high enough to get it out.
No, she hasn't. Well, meanwhile, Ortiz continues with the K train here in the top of the fifth against Bugby with a 3-pitch swing strikeout, and then chops to end the side.
Gets him on that third pitch.
He puts Lewis away in the top of the sixth. And then Rivas with this sweet slider to end that side, making it 8 on the day at that point. And he doesn't miss a step as he completes his run in the top of the seventh with another K against Bugby, making it 10 strikeouts. Again, his longest streak in his career.
Yeah, what a show he put on! I'll tell you, he dialed it up, and that was it. And I think he only gave up 5 hits, didn't he? He threw a 5-hitter, or did Rushmore give up a hit?
No, I don't. I think it was a 5-hitter total. Yeah. We'll have to check that one. But speaking of Rushmore, he comes in to close out the top of the 8th with a strikeout of his own.
Yeah.
And soon-to-be star of the game, recently reinvigorated Hanley Dexteris, then dives to his right to snare this liner by Rivas to bring the Beewolves to within 1 out of the win, which comes when Uriel Erickson pitches for the Warblers and nubs this one down the first base line to Franco, and the Beewolves rack up another win, this time at home, to improve their record to 6-12 on the year, Pete. At one point, we were 1-10. I wouldn't have thought it possible.
I didn't either. I kind of felt that at some point the offense was going to break loose. It just seemed like it was taking forever. But things start to be settling in now. I think the offense is finding its stroke, getting its timing down. I think they're getting more patient at the plate, and I think that's paying dividends all the way around. I think as we've talked about, you go with Hurley Bender, Beavis Ortiz, and who's the other guy?
Deshaun Levon?
Deshaun Levon. All have had huge. Yeah, they've had huge. It was Deshaun Levon because he was our fourth our fourth pitcher, and that's who really started everything off.
Yeah.
He started it off against who was it?
The Nemesis, I believe.
No.
It must have been the Herbivores.
He pitched the first one. The win went to Balfour, but he had a really good outing. And then Hurley Bender, our number one, came up in the very next game against the Herbivores, and he put on. We were calling that one the Hurley Bender show. Then you get you come home and you have the Warblers, and you get the Beavis Ortiz show.
I was gonna lead with that. I was gonna say, the Beewolves. Here we're talking about this game here. Now we got Beewolves 6-12, now known as contact specialists, going up against these Wideloads who are 11-7 power hitters. And if you look at their stuff, their feet, not just power, there's really only one area that they're slightly deficient. They've got everything else.
Yeah.
So it's no joke that they're there. Starting on the mound today for the Beewolves, the right-hander Fran Giappani, who throws pretty hard, throws puts respectable junk on the ball. Her accuracy's not a little bit less than average, but she's got a 1-2 record on the season with a 5.64 ERA and a 1.30 WHIP. And Pete, earlier when the Beewolves were struggling, we were saying Fran Giappani seemed like the only pitcher who came ready to play every game.
Yeah.
And now she's in an unenviable position where, starting, like you said, with Deshaun Levon, we had game of the season play by Levon and then Bender and then
Ortiz.
And then, Ortiz. And now no pressure, Giappani.
Yeah.
Everyone else of the starters has had the best game of their career in our last 3 straight wins. So she's got to be sweating out there a little bit.
Yeah, and like you were saying, in the early going when, Ortiz took a ball off the nugget, and he went down in the second or third inning. Deshaun Levon took one. So they were struggling early on. Giappani really was the rock. She was the one who was, holding the pitching down as well as she could. But her last outing, she did not look good at all. She was very shaky in her last outing. As you pointed out, she's going to have her hands full. This wide load team is pretty loaded to bear, loaded for bear, I should say. So she's going to have to be accurate. She's going to have to try and put, work that junk pretty good in this game, I think.
How about the notable players we're putting out there to face them?
The notable players you got over at first base, perennial. Since she came in, she's been a notable player. Alora Franco at first base. She's got pegged power. She's a power house. Her ability to connect and the speed on the base pass is exceptional. She's hitting 388 on the season, and as Tommy and I pointed out, she is still has not gone yard yet. So we're waiting for a home run from her. Buster Biggs in left field. He's playing with more power. He's connecting at a better rate, and he's got more speed on the base pass than he has over his career. He's hitting 342 with 3 home runs, and he's locked in today. So we'll be looking for good big things from Mr. Biggs. And then Hanley Dexteras, the superstar shortstop who's coming around as of late. He's got better than average power. His ability to see the ball at the plate and connect and the speed on the base pass are extraordinary. He's hitting 286, and he got that first home run in the last game against the Warblers. So those are the 3 notable players, Tom, that the Beewolves are going to trot out against the Wideloads.
All right. And for the Wideloads on the mound, they're going to start their right-hander, Jerry Rauner, who is juiced at top physical condition. He's throwing the ball harder than he normally does, which actually brings him to about average in the league. Normally he doesn't have that much power. He's throwing, putting better movement on the ball. And he's also throwing a little bit more accurate. So he's going to be a dangerous pitcher. He's got an 0-1 record on the season, but only a 4.50 ERA and a 1.64 WHIP. So they're going to want to be careful against Rauner. Yeah,
Rauner looks like he's off to a pretty good start this season. The notable players for the Wideloads are going to be Acuro in center field. And again, he's playing out of his mind as well. His power is way up over his over his career. I'm sorry. His power's way up over his career. And he's hitting with a lot of power so far this season. His ability to connect is off the charts. Just trying to get the ball past Acuro this year has been very difficult on pitchers. And his speed is way up. So he's making a lot of things happen on the base pass. He's hitting 316 on the season with 2 home runs. He is juiced and on fire. So again, very difficult. Mr. Akiro is going to play very difficult today. They're going to have to try and keep him under wraps. Marcia Donga over at first place has exceptional power, exceptional ability to connect, and she's got a little bit less than average speed, so she's not a big threat on the base pass. She's hitting 212 on the season with no home runs, and Heck Liner, the third baseman, is hitting with a little bit more power. He's got a little bit better connectivity at home plate, and he's got a little bit better speed than he has he has had over the course of his career. He's hitting 221 with 2 home runs, but he is tense, so that may cause problems for Mr. Liner at the plate. Let's hope.
Yeah, we'll see how that pans out. We're getting in the lineup from the assistant coach, Pete. It looks a little something like this. It looks like Henry Dexter is going to lead things off as usual. No big surprise there. The star shortstop. Following him, as usual, Buster Biggs. This time in left field, Buster Biggs, the B-plus left fielder, is locked in. We should note that. Feeling good. Catching today is going to be Steve Monstour. Peck came out played a good game the last game, but I think they're trying to give Monstour the lead job here. They'll shuffle catcher a little bit, as we know. Laura Franco's going to bat fourth, the first baseman. Still looking for her first home run. Maybe she can get one here at Apple Field tonight. Billy LeBoink at right field's going to bat fifth, followed closely by Gina Torrens, who will play second base again today. Bertha Banks back out at third base after a Ruby Green appearance in the last game. Ruby played well. Bertha, we need her fielding. Magic Moore playing center field as he always does. Probably he's the Iron Man, never misses a game out there.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned before, Frances Giappani, the nice Italian girl, is going to be playing in New York. She throws a 4-finger, the 2-finger, curveball, the slider, the changeup. Those are my 5 favorite pitches, Pete.
Mine too. And let's hope she comes out and puts another one in the books for the Beewolves. She's due for a good one.
Yes. Beautiful afternoon here for baseball in the Big Apple. Getting ready to throw us down to the field where it all started for us, Pete. You nervous?
A little bit. All
right, I'll pat you on the back there.
Thank you, sir. There you go. All right. Now I'm settled in. Smack me in the face. Now, Akiro in center field, Dunga at first base, Gaspar at shortstop, Heck Liner at third base, Ella Royds catching, Bergman in left field, Hobbs in right, Friedman at second base, and Rauner the pitcher. That is the Wideloads lineup. Coming up at the top of the first, Hanley Dexteris, Buster Biggs, and Steve Monstour. Jerry Rauner going to set up shop on the mound and get going for the Wideloads.
Smart hitting today here, Beewolves.
Yes, sir. Dexteris is hitting 286 with a home run and 4 RBIs.
He is. He's our best guy, Pete. Takes first pitch inside quarter, strike one. The game has begun here in Apple Field. That went off the end of his bat toward the dugout of the Wideloads. Getting his third pitch right in there, and he hits that one grounder, but straight to Friedman, the second baseman, who picks it up, double pump, first down.
Yes, sir. Buster Biggs, the left fielder, hitting 342 with 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. He's locked in and fit.
No, inside.
That one's inside. Ball 1-0. That one's low bounced on the plate, 2-0. There's a smash to the first baseman, Donga, who's running out. Foot race, and Donga wins for the second out. Steve Monstour.
Well, look at him in the pitch. Monstour's hitting 441 on the season. He's got power against right-handers, so that goes well for Rauner. Throws the 7th pitch, inside corner, strike 1, 0-1 the count. Second one's a little high and inside, ball 1, 1 apiece. That one's high, but he hits it straight to the glove of Rauner. 3 up, 3 down.
Yep. Fungo Akiro, Masha Donga, and Chimo Gaspar going to get a chance to take a look at Fran Giappani. Boston Crab complimentary suplex. Fungo Akiro, the center field, he's hit 316, 2 home runs, and 16 RBIs on the season.
No, that's high.
Check swing, that's in there high, ball 1. Akiro is on fire and juiced. That's in there for a cold strike. 1-1 to Akiro, the center fielder. He's that dangerous hitter we talked about at the top of the show.
That's outside.
Outside, ball 2, 2-1. Giappani delivers.
No, that's inside.
Allen's inside, ball 3, 3-1 to Fungo Akiro.
Take your base.
That walked Akuro on 5 pitches. Masha Donga, the shortstop, she's in 212 with no home runs and 6 RBIs. Akuro has a lot of speed at first base. That's in there for a called strike. Donga takes the first pitch. 0-1. That's in there for a called second strike. Donga has not taken the bat off her shoulder. Japani goes to first to keep Akuro close to the bag. 0-2.
Ball, that's low.
That one's low. Ball 1. 1-2 to Donga. Japani steps off the base, and Akuro is back to first. 1-2. No outs, bottom of the first. That's popped up behind home plate. Monstour is out, makes the catch, and throws the ball to second just to keep Akuro at first. 1 out. Shimo Gaspar. Gaspar's hitting 196 with 3 home runs, 5 RBIs. Akuro is at first.
Oh, fair, because she played it. Get to first.
Steps on the base and gets Gaspar, but Akuro was able to get to second. It was kind of a slow-moving line drive to I can't remember her name. Alora Franco.
Yeah.
The first pitch to liner is in there for a called strike. There's a slow roller to Torrance. She's in on it, picks it up, makes the throw to Franco. 3 outs. The walk to Akuro did not hurt the Beewolves. Alora Franco, Billy LeBlanc, and Gina Torrance going to take a look at Rauner. He threw 9 pitches in the first inning. Gave up no walks, no hits, and got no strikeouts. Score is 0-0.
First baseman, number 82.
Franco is hitting .388 on the season. No home runs, 3 RBIs. She's neutral and fit. There's a pop fly into the upper deck along first baseline.
No, inside.
Allen's inside. Ball 1. 1-1. That's fouled off again up into the upper deck along the first baseline. 1-2.
No, that's low.
Allen's low. Ball 2. 2-2 to Alora Franco.
That's outside.
Allen's outside. 3-2. Full count.
Foul ball.
That's fouled off. 3-2. That's a smash hit over the shortstop's head into left center field, and Alora Franco's on first with a single.
The right fielder.
She got the pitch count up on that, Pete. That's pretty
She
good.
did. That was a good at bat.
Billy the Boy coming up at 329 for the season. He likes his pitches high.
Ball, that's
It's that one
inside.
inside. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Going back to first. Franco doesn't go. Top of the second. Still no score here in New York. That one smashed deep to right center field. The Boink's coming around first. He's going for second. He slides in there for a double. Franco maybe could have made it home,
Now
but she
batting,
comes up
the
to a stop at
second
third
baseman,
base.
Gina Torrance.
All right, Gina Torrance stepping in, hitting .308 on the season with no home runs, 2 RBIs. Runners at second and third with no outs. Torrance bunts.
You're out.
Uh-oh, the bunt didn't work out so well. The ball didn't go very far from home plate, so the runner from third had to hold up.
Yep.
But they get Torrance going for first, so 1 out.
Bertha Banks up with just 1 out. Pretty good power for Bertha. She smashes that one into the gap, but right towards, and they're going to hold up. They get 1 run in. Franco crosses the bag, and it's 1-0 Beewolves. Pete, smart base running, a good hit there.
Yes, sir. Magic Moore hitting .245 with 2 home runs. 1 out. Runners at first and third. That pitch is in there for a called strike. Rounders up to 21 pitches in the top of the second.
Ball, inside.
Allen's inside. Ball 1. 1-1 with 1 out. Runners at first and third. Beewolves up 1-0.
Outside.
Allen's outside. 2-1. There's a sacrifice bunt, and it's foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. There's a smash up the middle into center field. The Beewolves will score another one, and the runners advanced.
Now batting.
We got runners at first and second with 1 out.
All right, good offense here. Beewolves putting 2 on the board quick, Pete. The pitcher, Fran Japani, comes up wearing a cage, standing in the right-hand batter's
That's
box.
inside.
First pitch misses inside. Ball 1-1 on the count. Runners at first and second base. She pops that one in the left field, and running for it is going to be Akuro. Here comes the runner home, and sliding in there 3-0, Pete.
3-0. Hanley Dexteras, the superstar shortstop. He's 0 for 1. He's hitting .282 with 1 home run and 4 RBIs. 1 out. Runners at first and second. There's a pickoff play to second base, but the runner's back in time.
That's down.
Allen's low, ball 1, 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 1-1, 1 out in the top of the second. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But Hanley Dexteras is known as a tough out in this league. And he pops that one. Oh, and the shortstop with a jumping catch. But everybody was able to get back. So 2 outs, runners at first and second, and Buster Biggs.
Great catch, Chimo Gaspar. Buster Biggs is 0 for 1 on the day, but this is some great offense. This is about the best. The throw to second misses. She gets back in time, or he gets back in time. This is a great start for the Beewolves, and this is just what the Wideloads must have just feared. Here comes a run from home and slides in their safety to get another run. It's 4-0. Way to go there, Magic Moore.
Yes, sir. Steve Monstour 0 for 1. Again, runners at first and second. Monstour's got power versus right-handed pitching. That's in there for a called strike. 0-1. Oh! And Monstour gets beamed by the pitch. And the bases are juiced for Alora Franco.
Alora Franco's 1 for 1. We may see all we've seen. I can't believe it. Ronner's still in there. He's rattled. Early game. She smashes that one into the gap. It's stopped by second baseman. Oh, no. They're going to come back. She makes it safe, Pete. Bases they're still loaded. They get a 5th run.
Yes, sir. Billy LeBoy 1 for 1 with a double, hitting .338 on the season. He's got 3 home runs and 13 RBIs. That's inside. Ball 1, 1-0. That's fouled off. 1-1. That's high. Ball 2, 2-1. Bases juiced for Billy LeBoy. That's a shot into center field, and Akuro's under it to end the inning. But there's 5 runs on 7 hits in the second inning. Coming up in the bottom of the second, Ella Royds, Jules Bergman, and Wade Hobbs. Japani threw 12 pitches in that first inning, gave up a walk and no hits.
What a start.
Yeah, giving Japani a lead is good news.
But here comes Ella Royds hitting .351 in the season, and Royds is a huge power hitter who's locked in. So she's looking to do some damage here all by herself if she can. Japani's first pitch comes in, strike 1. The outfield's going to play deep for Ms. Royds because they know what she could do. She's got 4 home runs and 20 RBIs in the season. Japani gets a signal from Monstour. Swing and a miss on that outside slider. Very nicely placed. Had her chasing it. Now we know what she likes to swing at. Japani throwing her 15th pitch. Misses high. 1-2 the count. Bottom of the second, 5-0 Beewolves. Swing and a miss inside corner strike. Japani gives us a thumb out of there, Pete. Who are these Beewolves? Jules Bergman, not to be confused with the author of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Is that what it is? First pitch is in there. Curveball, low and inside, makes it for a strike. 0-1 the count to Jules Bergman, who's a power hitter. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And Japani's looking at putting away her second batter. Swing and a miss, strike 3, Pete. Back-to-back strikeouts. Way to go, Japani. Wade Hobbs, 319. Basically, any of these batters can tag this thing deep. First pitch misses inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Low pressure situation here. The fans giving him the business. Oh, he tags that one. Hands out a souvenir on the first base side. Pete knew it was coming before it got there. I tell you, Pete, you got this baseball knowledge. Puts a curveball low. I thought that was a little bit low. The ump liked it, though. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. 2 outs. 1 more to go. Inside corner. Look out. Look out the dugout. That one just misses. Japani scratches an itch. Winds up, delivers a 24th pitch inside corner. That goes over the glove. Ooh, and luckily it lands just foul. That would have been a multi-base hit down the third base side for Hobbs, who's still hanging in there. 25 comes up there. It's going to go foul. Franco's going to pick it up. Give him a little bit of time there. Wind up delivery inside corner. Magic Moore coming in and not going to get it in time. Gets a single after a lot of pitches.
Yeah, he took a lot of pitches there.
The second baseman, Janice Friedman.
Dennis Friedman hitting 255 on the season. They just need one more out, though. Friedman, no surprise, power hitter. Bonnie getting her 27th pitch low and inside, strike one the count. Not a whole lot of speed at first base, so she doesn't have too much to worry about.
No, that's
Slider
out.
misses up and inside, or up and outside, ball one. One apiece. Bottom of the second. Great afternoon here in New York. Swing and a miss by the Wideloads batter. Strike two. 1-2 the count. Friedman.
That's low.
Ooh, check swing on that next one. Knotted up, two apiece. Bonnie just threw her 30th pitch, throwing 31 right there. Swing and a miss, an outside strikeout. Pete, that's 3 Ks in 1/2.
All right. All right. Come on, Fran. Gina Torrens 0 for 1. Bertha Banks 1 for 1. Magic Moore 1 for 1. Rounder's thrown 39 pitches going into the top of the third. He's given up 7 hits and 5 runs. Let's go. Gina Torrens is tense but fit.
Gina Torrens.
She's 0 for 1,
Yes.
hitting 303. No home runs, 2 RBIs on the season.
But she's facing a rattled pitcher who throws his 40th pitch. High and inside, but it makes it there for strike. 1-1 the count. Torrens reaches out, hits on to the mound. Runner drops it a second, gets the pump, throws to first, 1 down.
Now batting.
Dag nabbit,
Third
she's waiting
baseman.
on it. Bertha Banks, the third baseman. She's 1 for 1 with a single and an RBI, hitting 244 on the season. And that was her first RBI of the season.
Strike.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch. 0-1.
No, inside.
That one's inside. Ball one. 1-1. Top of the third. Beewolves with a 5-0 lead. That one's high. 2-1.
Oh, that's inside.
Ball 3. That was inside. 3-1.
D-Rod.
That's count is full. 3-2 with 1 out. That's outside. And Bertha Banks has reached for a second time.
Good patience, Miss Banks. Wanted
That's
him to
right.
get up that pitch. No, and he did it. Magic Moore coming in 1 for 1 with a single and an RBI. With a good batting average, 2 home runs of his own. That one's in there, right in there. Strike one, 0-1 the count. Banks leading off at first base. Magic Moore swings, hits that up the middle, and it gets through to center field. Akiro's going to hold him up at first and second. Nice single by Magic Moore, Pete.
Yes, sir. Coming into the bat. Fran Giappani, she's 1 for 1 with a single and an RBI. Hitting 444 on the season with 2 RBIs. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Giappani smashes that hard to, and it's a double play. It was a line drive to the second baseman who caught it and then flipped it to second to double off the runner. So two outs, that ends the inning. Coming up, Jerry Rauner, the pitcher's first at bat. Fungo Akuro, who had a walk, and Masha Dunga, who's 0 for 1.
Now batting.
Fran
The
Giappani.
pitcher, Jerry Runner.
Runner is rattled and juiced.
It's an odd combo.
It is an odd combo, but he's hitting 250 on the season.
Strike.
Giappani's at 32 pitches. He puts that one past Rauner for a called strike. Strike 1.
D-Rod.
That one's in there for a called second strike. Strike 2. The first one was a swing and a miss. The second one was a called strike. There's a swing and a miss, and Rauner's down on strikes. That's not going to help his attitude.
Center fielder.
Fungo Akuro, the
Akuro.
superstar center fielder. He's hitting 316 with 2 home runs and 16 RBIs. He got a walk his first time up. Top of the third, 1 out. That's in there for a called strike. Strike 1. I mean bottom of the third. Excuse me. Bottom of the third with 1 out. No balls, 1 strike. There's a smash to Torrens, who picks it out of the air for the second out.
Now batting.
Masha Dunga, the shortstop.
Masha Dunga.
0 for 1 on the day, 208 on the season. She struck out her first time up, and she's getting a second look at Giappani. That's a smash to Franco, who picks it out of the air for the third out. 2 line drives. And coming up at the top of the fourth, Hanley Dexter is 0 for 2. Buster Biggs 1 for 2. And Monstour 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch in the last at-bat. Rauner's thrown 50 pitches, giving up a walk and 8 hits,
Now
as well as 5
batting.
runs.
Shortstop, Handley
Come on,
Dexter.
Dexter. He's 0 for 2 today. He's got to get on base here. Hitting 278. We're waiting for Hanley to show up tonight.
Oh,
Eric
Pete.
pops that one up. He's going to be 0 for 3.
Yeah.
Drifted back into center field.
He's out.
Caught.
Now batting.
Buster
the
Biggs,
left
1 for
fielder.
2 with a single and an RBI, hitting 347 with 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. Rauner's up to 51 pitches in the top of the fourth. There's a smash into center field. That's a clean single for Mr. Biggs. Mr. Biggs.
Welcome to New York, Mr. Biggs.
There you go.
Steve Montour.
Stevie Monstour, 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch. He's got power against these righties. First pitch is in there. Strike 1. 0-1 the count to Steve Monstour. That one's in there as well. Oh, and Friedman's going to pick up the ball, get 1 and 2. Double play to end the side.
All right. Chimo Gaspar 0 for 1. Hackliner 0 for 1. Elleroyd's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Japani's thrown 37 pitches, got 4 strikeouts, a walk and a hit. Beewolves are leading 5-0. They've out-hit the Wideloads 9-1.
Now batting, the shortstop.
Pete, no pressure, but Fran Japani is throwing a one-hitter at this point. Chimo Gaspar comes up, power hitter. Got 3 home runs, 5 RBIs in the season. Pushes that one into his own dugout. On the count to Gaspar. The infield is going to do something.
Ball high.
Infield's going to guard the Lions after that foul ball. Second pitch right in there for strike. Third pitch in there, strike 2. 1 and 2 the count. Bottom of the fourth. Still 5-0 Beewolves on the road here in New York. Get your Boston Crab after the game, Pete. I know I will. Pop that one up. High outside floater. Franco's over to get it at the wall. Gets it right in front of the stands for the out.
Third baseman, Hackliner.
Hackliner's 0 for 1, hitting 217, looking just a little bit tense. Normally a solid power hitter. Still dangerous. It's first 2-finger fastball on the outside corner. Strike 1, 0 on the count. To Mr. Liner. Frangipani looking for number 43 from Monstour. Winds up, delivers. There's a line drive into right field. LeBoink's going to stop it. And throw it over to Japani.
Now batting,
Good single fly.
Okay.
Elleroyd.
Royds comes in. She's locked in. The outfield's going to play back from Ms. Royds again. Japani cool. Floats a changeup in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Goes her second pitch, high and outside, strike 2. She's quickly ahead of her, 0-2 of the count. Not a whole ton of speed at first base, but Monstour's ready. Pani gets a signal, winds up, floats that one high. Good stop by Monstour. Still standing in. Both these people are locked in, Japani and Royds. Right, swing and a miss. It's another K for Japani. What a game!
Now batting, the left fielder, Jules Bergman.
Bergman 0 for 1 on the day with a runner at first base and 2 outs at the bottom of the fourth. First pitch is that 2-finger up high upstairs, makes it in for a strike, 0-1 the count. Bonnie's closing in on 50 pitches. Swing and a miss, strike 2. What is her 50th pitch going to look like? Monstours gives it a signal, winds up, delivers, swing and a miss, strike 3, Pete. Yeah! She's crazy.
Yes, sir. Top of the fifth. Alora Franco 2 for 2. Billy LeBoink 1 for 2 with a double. Gina Torrance 0 for 2. Rounders at 54 pitches in the 5th inning, giving up a walk and 9 hits. Got to get a little bit more patient at the plates there, Beewolves.
Sir.
82.
I'm talking to you, Tom. No.
Must have comes right down the middle. She's going through.
Alora Franco hitting 412. Got 4 RBIs. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. Strike 1. That's popped up along the third base line, just out of play, foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes. No outs in the top of the 5th. There's a smash. It's going, it's going, it's gone. Alora Franco finally goes yard. Home run for Alora Franco. Way to go. That was 482 feet. All right, in her 5th RBI of the season. Alora Franco's on the board. Okay.
Remember I said maybe tonight was her night, Pete? I was right. I was right.
She's been
Billy LeBoink.
knocking at the door for a while.
Ball, that's low.
Billy LeBoink, 1 for 2. Looking to make it 7-0. There it is, Pete. No, it's on the right center field, but it's going to be in the gap. LeBoink coming around first base, making it for second. He's going to have to slide. He gets in there for a double, Pete.
2 for 2 with the 2 doubles.
Wow.
Gina Torrance is 10th. She's 0 for 2, hitting 299 with 2 RBIs. I'd like to see Torrance reach here. She's been struggling at the plate for a while.
No, inside.
First pitch is inside, ball 1, 1-0. There's a smash up the middle into center field. Everybody's going to hold up. Runners at first and third with no outs. LeBoink does not have a lot of speed, so.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Better safe than sorry. Bertha Banks 1 for 1 with a single. Oh, she's going to be caught in a rundown, Pete. And she slides in for the first out. Doggone. She finally gets to first, and Gina Torrance gets caught stealing second. That one's hit hard into center field. And for another single, and the Beewolves bring in another run, and it's now 7-0 in the top of the 5th. They got to do something about their pitching here tonight.
Magic
No, they don't. Let him stay in there. Magic Moore's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and an RBI. Oh, see what you did. Jerry Rauner's coming out, and they're bringing in Bale Bozer. He's a boozer. Bozer. He's a relief pitcher. He's got a 6.0 ERA, 2.27 WHIP. He's got 12 strikeouts on the season. He's tense but fit. He's got a little bit less than average velocity. He's got great junk and about average accuracy. He throws a four-seam fastball, a slider, a screwball, and a changeup. They're also going to change the left fielder, Jules Bergman, who is tense. And they're going to bring in Prince Prize, who is a C-plus catcher, and he'll be playing in left field. He's got a .429 batting average. He's neutral and fit. He's got a little bit better than average speed. His fielding is less than average, and his arm is about average. So there may be a situation in left field where we may see some fielding errors. Runner at first with one out. That pitch is in there for a called strike. Bozer's first pitch.
No, that's
That one's inside. Ball 1, 1-1.
Ball.
Inside. Ball 2, 2-1. Strike 2. Evens up the count at 2, 2-2. Oh, a called third strike, and
Now batting, the pitcher.
I don't know what just happened.
They look a little bit inside. Fran Chapani, 1 for 2 on the day, with Bertha Banks at first base and 2 outs. Top of the 5th, she hits that one liner straight to Friedman at second base for the 3rd out. And Pete, go ahead.
Beewolves put 2 more on the board and make the score 7-0 Beewolves. Wade Hobbs, Giannis Friedman, and Prince Prize coming up. Japani's thrown 50 pitches going in the bottom of the 5th, and she's got 6 strikeouts, Tom. Are we talking double digits again?
We've got the hottest pitchers in the league, it seems, all of a sudden.
We do. Wade Hobbs takes that first pitch for a called strike. Hobbs is hitting .329. He's got 4 home runs and 10 RBIs. He's locked in and fit.
Oh, Dexter's.
Oh, no.
And it gets past Biggs. It's going to be a multi-bagger. As Biggs runs back to the wall to get it. He comes into second base. He's going to be a stand-up double.
Yeah.
Big hit there.
Yeah, that was... I was going to the left because of Dexteris, and when he missed the ball, I moved the left fielder out of the way. So a double for Hobbs. Janus Friedman steps in, takes the first pitch for a called strike. No outs, runner at second. Friedman is playing second base for the Wideloads. It's in there for a called second strike. He's hitting .250 on the season with 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. Swing and a miss. Friedman goes down on strikes. That's 1 out. That puts her at 7, I believe, Tom. Prince Prize playing left field. He's hitting .429 on the season. 1 out. Runner at second. Japani up to 55 pitches. That first pitch is in there for a called strike. Strike 1. Price checked his swing. That's a sin there for a called second strike. 0-2. Price is in the hole. 0-2. Ooh, that was a little high. Ball 1, 1-2 with 1 out. I don't think Japani liked that call. Swing and a miss. Japani gets a second strikeout in this inning. I think she's got to be up to 7, Tom.
Jeez.
2 outs, man on second. Fungo Akuro, the dangerous Fungo Akuro. Again, first base is empty. If Japani wanted to go that route. That's inside. Ball 1, 1-0. Akuro's on fire and juiced. That's in there for a called strike. Evens up the count on Akuro, 1-1. Akuro, the Wideloads center fielder. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Akuro. There's a shot foul along the first baseline. He gets an extra pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Fouled out. We just got enough to push that off foul along the first baseline. He gets another one. He lives for another pitch here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside. Evens up the count at 2-2. Japani looks in, delivers. Fouled off. Again, Akuro's making her work for this one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Oh, that one's a little high. The count has gone full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. That's in there for called third strike, and Akuro goes down. 3 strikeouts in that inning after a double. Way to go, Japani. Hanley Dexter is 0 for 3. Buster Biggs 2 for 3. Steve Munster 0 for 2, hit by a pitch in his first time out. Bozer threw 6 pitches and had a strikeout in his limited appearance in the 6th. Dexter is 0 for 3, as we said, hitting .275 on the season. He's got that home run and 4 RBIs.
That's inside.
That one's inside. Ball 1. 1-0. That's a smash. Is that going, and gone? Nope. Caught. Wow. I was celebrating too early. That was with back to the wall, though. I mean, Hanley Dexter hit that as hard as you could, you know?
Well, Bozer's a specialist against his own kind, which are left-handers. First pitch misses inside, 0-1 the count. That one's on the outside quarter, ball 2. 2-0 quickly to Buster Biggs. That one's high and inside, but big swings anyway. 2-1 the count. Top of the 6th, 7-0. That's his pitch right up the middle, Pete. The center field. Akuro's going to stop it, hold him up at first. Great day today for Buster Biggs.
Yes, sir. Having a good day. Monstour 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch. He's hitting .417, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. He's neutral and fit.
Outside.
First pitch is outside. Ball 1. 1-0.
Strike.
Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Foul.
Oh, the hit run was on. It's fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out.
Oh,
Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
boy.
Buster, Monstour goes down. Laura Franco 3 for 3. A home run, 2 singles, and 2 RBIs.
Working her way towards the player of the game, Pete, ain't she?
Whoa.
Yes, sir.
Inside there for a ball. 1.
No, that's
That one's
low.
their ball 2.
Rah.
That one's in there, strike. There goes Buster Biggs, the hit and run. It gets to Donga, who's going to step to first. 3 down.
Dagnabbit. Going into the bottom of the 6th. Marcia Donga 0 for 2. Chimo Gaspar 0 for 2. Hackliner 1 for 2. Japani with 68 pitches, 9 strikeouts. 9 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 3 hits. Beewolves with 14 hits, and the Wideloads with 3.
Masha Donga.
Donga 0 for 2 on the day. Bottom of the 6th, Japani's closing in on 70 pitches. She's still got some gas in the tank, though. She should be able to go 7
Ball
innings.
outside.
Or maybe close. First one outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count to the Donga lady. That one makes it in there. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Right-hander standing back in the box. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Quickly, Japani's out ahead of her. And we'll see what happens here with Donga on this one. Swing. Fouls it into the Beewolves dugout. Still foul. 1-2 the count. Japani winds up. Delivers. Gets that one in there. Slider makes it. No swing strike.
Now batting.
Boy,
That's
Pete.
10, Tom.
Shortstop.
10.
That's 10.
Gaspar.
Chimo Gaspar, 0 for 2. Chimo, 0 for 2. Bottom of the 6th, 7-0. Japani looking for number 11, misses. The outfield's going to go ahead and play deep on Mr. Gaspar. Maybe he crashes that one into his own dugout. Takes a picture off the wall. Here comes the pitch. Pops that one up. Franco's going over, waving him off by the first base coach box for out number 2.
Now batting. The third baseman, Pat Liner.
Mr. Hack Liner, 1 for 2 with a single on the day. Great hitter, Mr. Liner. Calm, wearing the glasses in the right-hand batter's box. Watches that slider go inside. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Second one's low and away, strike 2. Japani gets out in front. She's looking for one more against the Liner man. He swings at that one, pops it up behind the plate. Monstour waving everyone off. And he's going to get that third out. 3 down, Pete.
Yes, sir. Going into the top of the 7th. Billy LeBoy 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Gina Torrens 1 for 3. Bertha Banks 2 for 2 with a walk. Bozer's thrown 20 pitches, got 2 strikeouts, and given up a hit. Beewolves holding on to a 7-0 lead. They've out-hit
Billy LeBoy.
the Wideloads 14-3. Billy LeBoy's 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. He likes that high pitch. Hitting .342 on the season. Ooh, swing and a miss.
Gets the high pitch, too.
Strike 1. That's popped into right field. That's going to drop for a clean single, and LeBoink is in again with a single. 2 doubles and a single.
Now batting.
And I think he was hit by a pitch, wasn't he? Gina Torrens, 1 for 3.
What to tell you about these Beewolves, Pete? Man, these guys are crazy. No speed at first there. The specialist Bozer goes to work on Torrens, who hits that first one to third base, diving, stopped by Liner, goes to second for the first out, but he doesn't get in time for Torrens, who gets a single.
The third baseman,
Bertha Banks, 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a walk. 2 RBIs on the day. First and third base are in. Trying to prevent another score here. That was inside, ball 1. Bertha Banks has gone high into center field. The center fielder's under it. Makes the catch for the second out, and Torrens gets back to first. 2 outs. Runner at first.
Magic Moore coming up to the plate. He's 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles and an RBI. He's got contact against these left-handed pitchers. So he's looking forward to Bozer throwing his first pitch in there, and he flubs it.
Oh.
A weak little one into the glove of Bozer for 3 outs.
That was weird. All right, coming up in the bottom of the 7th, Elleroids, Bell Bozer, and Wade Hobbs. Elleroids is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Bozer hasn't had an at-bat yet, and Wade Hobbs is 2 for 2 with a double. Japani's at 79 pitches.
the catcher.
I didn't see how many strikeouts. Elleroids is hitting 343. Japani's at 33 Ks on the season. Her ERA's dropped to 4.45.
She's got 10 strikeouts, by the way.
10 strikeouts. She's on fire and fit right now. That first pitch is fouled off for a strike. That one's in there for a called second strike. 0-2. And like all of the Beewolf pitchers, by the time they get to the 7th, they're usually on fire. That one's inside. Ball 1. 1-2 to Elleroids. That's a shot into right field. Uh-oh, why would you do that? He went to first instead of second. Guess he was so hopped up he thought he might have a chance to throw her out. Bale Bozer is going to get pulled here, and they're going to bring in the pinch-hitting Olaf Bierson. Olaf Bierson has no batting average so far this year, no home runs, no RBIs. He's feeling neutral and fit. He's got better than average power, but he struggles to make contact, and he has no speed. Very little speed. I shouldn't say no speed. He's got very little speed on the base pass. I just don't think very highly of Mr. Bierson.
Apparently.
That one's in there for a called strike. Runner at first does not have a lot of speed, so again, not a big threat to steal. That one's high. Ball 1. 1-1. No outs in the bottom of the 7th. That's outside. Ball 2. 2-1. Japani throwing her 87th pitch right there. Oh, and that gets past Japani into the outfield. And Magic Moore picks it up, throws it into second base. There's runners at first and second now with no outs. Wade Hobbs, the right fielder? Yeah, right fielder. He's locked in and fit. Hitting .338 with a average with 4 home runs. He hit a double the last time up. That one's inside. Ball 1. 1-0. That's in there for a called strike. Evens up to count 1-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's tipped foul. That's in there for called third strike. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Again, the runners are not fast. Janusz Friedman's tense but fit. He's 0 for 2 on the day, hitting .245 with 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. There's no speed on the base pass right now. There's an out. It's in there for a called strike. Strike 1. That's in there for a called second strike, and Friedman very quickly finds himself in the hole. 0-2. That's popped up to LeBoink. And it's going to drop for a single. What a cheap single. But the dropped for a single. Bases are now loaded with 1 out. Prince Prize standing at the plate. He's sitting .375 with no home runs and no RBIs. He's neutral and fit. That one was down. Ball 1. 1-0. 1 out at the bottom of the 7th. Infield fly rule. Hanley Dexteras is there. Makes the catch for the second out, and everybody stays on their base. So bases still loaded, going to Fungo Akuro. The dangerous Fungo Akuro. He's locked in and juiced, hitting .308 with 2 home runs and 16 RBIs. That one's low. Ball 1. 1-0. Bottom of the 7th. That's in there for called strike. Strike 1. 1-1. That's fouled off. Akuro finds himself behind. 1 ball, two strikes.
Ball, that's outside.
That one's outside. Evens up the count at 2-2. That's popped up on the infield. Hanley Dexteris is out there. Makes the catch for the 3rd out, and Chapani gets out of trouble. Oh, nice inning, nice inning. Olaf Bierson, the pinch hitter, is going to get lifted for the closing pitcher, Rogan Balls. Rogan Balls, the closing pitcher, has a 3.38 ERA, a 1.56 whip, and 11 strikeouts. He's feeling neutral and juiced. His velocity is faster than he's thrown his entire career. He's got about average junk, which is better than he normally has, and his accuracy is up a little as well. He's got a 4-seam fastball, a cut fastball, and a curveball. Coming up at the top of the 8th, Fran Giappani, Hanley Dexteris, and Buster Biggs. Giappani's 1 for 3, Dexteris 0 for 4, and Biggs 3 for 4. Beewolves have out hit the Wideloads 15-6.
Now batting.
Rogan Balls, Pete, is he's got the most saves in the league.
Okay, he's got the most saves in the league. Very good, but he's behind. He's behind 7-0 here in the top of the 8th. It looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter for Fran Giappani.
Your knockout coffee specialist.
Freddie Knox, the pinch hitter, knockout coffee specialist, if you heard that. Freddie Knox has hit 353 on the season. He's got no home runs and 3 RBIs. He's neutral and fit. Does not have a lot of power, but he has a great ability. His ability to connect is exceptional, and he has great speed on the base pass if he can get on there. So hopefully we'll see something happen here. Balls delivers his first pitch in there for called strike. Strike 1. That one's flopped over to the second baseman, picks it up, makes the throw to Donga at first to retire
The shortstop.
that guy.
Hanley Dexteris is 0 for 4 on the day. I don't know what's going on with Dexteris. It seems like when the team plays well, Hanley plays poorly. First pitch low, ball 1, 1-0 the count, top of the 8th. That one hits past the mound, ball stops it, slows it down. Friedman picks it, throws it, and Hanley beats out the throw, Pete. Finally.
Way to go, Hanley. Buster Biggs 3 for 4 with 3 singles and an RBI, hitting 364, 3 home runs and 11 RBIs.
Oh, no.
That's popped into center field, caught by Akuro for the 2nd out, and Dexteris was breaking for second, had to get back, and does safely. 2 outs.
Steve Monstewart, power against the right-handed pitcher. He's 0 for 3 on the day, hit by a pitch. He's hitting 405 on the season, but he's having a little bit of trouble making contact recently. First pitch low and inside, ball 1. Nobody swinging at that one. 1-1 the count. Second pitch low, outside, ball 2. There goes Dexteris for second. The hit and run, Balls gets him, throws him out before he's even halfway there, Pete.
Yeah, that was dumb. Just reflex. Freddie Knox, the pinch hitter, is going to get pulled for tats. Oh, wait, I got to pick him one. Let's see, who's well rested? Tats. I think we go Winder. I think he's the most rested.
All right.
All he has to do is the bottom of the 8th, and then we can bring in Smack Avery to close it out in the 9th.
Sounds good.
Coming up in the bottom of the 8th, Masha Donga 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Chimo Gaspar 0 for 3, and Hackeliner 1 for 3. Winder is coming in relief. The Beewolves are holding a 7-0 lead over the Wideloads.
Now batting, the first baseman, Masha Donga.
Masha Donga 0 for 3 on the day. Looking a little bit tense out there. Feeling good, but looking a little bit tense. Her average on the season's already way down to 200. Winder throws his first pitch, misses low and inside, ball 1-1 the count. Here in an afternoon in New York City, at the bottom of the 8th, 7-0 Beewolves. Next pitch is there for a strike. Third pitch climbs up a little bit on Winder. Ball 2, 2-1 the count. Just a couple more innings to go here for the Beewolves, looking for another win. Gets that curveball and misses, ball 3. Ooh, that one gets up high and outside, full count to Miss Donga. Oh, that one just misses her inside. It got away from Winder, and it's 6 pitch walk.
Chimo Gaspar.
Chimo Gaspar, a power hitter, but still a little bit tense. With a runner at first base, not a whole ton of speed. Winder winds up, delivers. This is outside on that curveball. Looks like Winder's having a little bit of a hard time finding his mark. Gets that one in for a strike. One apiece. Looking for that double play hit by Gaspar. Outside corner, strike 2. Gaspar didn't think that was a strike, but it was. 1 and 2. That one comes up inside by the hands. Ball 2. 2 and 2. Looking for another one here. Get yourself a squelch while you're waiting. Gets a signal from Monstour, winds up, delivers a curveball, makes it outside corner. Strike 3. And Winder gets his own first K. Hack Liner, the RBI man's 1 for 3 with a single on the day, and he's got a runner at first base, so he's a dangerous hitter. That one just high. The outfield's going to go. They're going to play a little bit deep for Mr. Liner. Inside corner, strike 1. 1-1-1, bottom of the 8th. Looking for this double play. Winder's hoping to put some movement on the ball. He reaches out and pulls that one foul down the third base line. Hands out that souvenir to some lucky New York fans. Swing and a miss, inside corner, strike 3. Winder gets 2, Pete.
Now batting, the catcher.
And up comes the dangerous Ella Royds, 1 for 3 with a single. And one more out to go in the 8th inning. The crowd letting her hear it, trying to get behind her, get her to hit something. That one misses low. Nice trap by Monstour. The 17th pitch from Winder coming in right now. High and inside, strike 2, changeup. That one, when she reaches out, pulls it foul. Still strike 2, standing in the right-hand batter's box. Swings, pops that one right to the first base side, foul ball.
That's inside.
That slider, that curveball just misses inside. Knotted up at 2 apiece. And 21st pitch by Winder. Gets it high and inside, 3 strikeouts, Pete. Wow, who's Winder? Who is he?
He's a guy. Coming up at the top of the 9th, Laura Franco, Billy LeBlanc, and Gina Torres. Franco's 3 for 4 with a home run. LeBlanc 3 for 4 with 2 doubles, and Torres 1 for 4. Balls has thrown 8 pitches and given up 1 hit. Franco 3 for 4, a home run, 2 singles, 2 RBIs, hitting .415, a home run, and 5 RBIs on the season. She's locked in. Takes that first pitch for a called ball. Ball 1.
Ball, that's inside.
That's inside. Ball 2, 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1. That's inside. Ball 3. Balls is trying to stay away from Franco. That's in there for a called second strike. Count is full. 3-2. That's a smash, and Franco has gone yard yet again, Tommy. Nope. Yep, that's gone. Okay. Laura Franco 2 in 1 game, Tom. It's the Laura Franco show. That's 405 feet. Her second home run and 6th RBI of the season makes it 8-0. Beewolves. Billy LeBlanc, 3 for 4. Holy cow, Tommy. Holy cow.
Wow. Yeah, she finally gets 2. Billy LeBlanc pushes that one. It's a Texas League in right field. Nice sliding grab by Hobbs for the first out. Good defense.
Just hung up there forever. Gina Torrance 1 for 4 with a single.
Something to cheer about.
Yes, sir. It's in there for a called strike. Strike 1. That's pop. Oh, hit to balls. He bobbles it, but gets to throw to Donga to retire Torrance.
Bertha Banks 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles, a walk, RBI. Bertha Banks having a nice day today in New York City. First pitch of there for strike, inside corner roll, 1 the count. Second pitch, check swing, strike 2. Top of the 9th, looking to put the Beewolves out. Popped up to the second baseman, Friedman, for the 3rd out. And we're going to the bottom of the 9th, Pete.
The last 3 hit balls I hit just hang in the air. Bottom of the 9th, Rogan balls first at bat. Wade Hobbs 2 for 3 with a double and a strikeout. Janusz Friedman 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Winder's thrown 21 pitches, got 3 strikeouts and given up a walk. Rogan Balls steps in there. He's hitting 600 on the season. I have a hard time. There we go. I was going to say I have a hard time believing they're going to let him hit, but
I was surprised at that. I mean, look at his power and contact for a pitcher. He's their closer. What are they going to do after this? But
yeah, well, they're down by 8 runs. So coming in to pinch hit, Darcy Hicks. Hicks is hitting .279 with 2 home runs and 13 RBIs. He's feeling neutral and fit. He's got exceptional power and great ability to connect, and he's got about average speed on the base pass. So Dusty Winder delivers that. He fouls it off along the third baseline. 0-1. Winder's up to 22 pitches. That one's high. Ball 1. 1-1. That one's a shot into the gap into center field for a clean single. So a runner on first with no outs.
Now batting.
Wade Hobbs, 2 for 3 with a double and a single. He's hitting .333 with 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. Runner at first has about a little bit less than average speed. Pitches in there for a called strike. Strike one. Beewolves with an 8-0 lead in the bottom of the ninth. That's in there for a called second strike. 0-2. Hobbs is in the hole. Swing and a miss. And Hobbs goes down on strikes. One out. Janusz Friedman steps in. He's tense but fit. 1 for 3 with a single today. One out. Runner at first base. That one was low and outside. Ball one. Friedman had anticipated that pitch. That's in there for a called strike. That evens up the count at 1. 1-1. That's fouled off. Friedman is behind now in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Winder steps off. Make sure the runner stays close to the bag. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out in the bottom of the ninth. There's a shot that's going into right field. It's going into the corner. LeBoy comes up firing. And everybody's safe. That's a double into the corner. Runners at second and third with 1 out. Prince Prize steps up. He's 0 for 1 on the day, hitting .333 on the season. Looks like we're going to have a change of pitcher. Dusty Winder's going to take a seat after a good outing. And Smack Avery comes in. He's got a 4.0 ERA, a 1.0 whip, 5 strikeouts in the season. He's neutral and juiced. His velocity is exceptional. Higher than he's throwing the ball harder than we've ever seen. His junk and accuracy are up. He's throwing about average junk, average accuracy, and he's got a 4-seam fastball and a curveball. 1 out, runners at second and third. That one's low, ball 1, 1-0.
That's low.
That one's low, ball 2, 2-0. That's in there for a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Allen's blast into right center field, and that is gone. A 3-run home run by that guy. 425 feet. Prince Prize's first home run and his first RBI of the season. And it makes the score 8-3 in the bottom of the ninth. Fungo Akuro steps in. The ever-dangerous Fungo Akuro. He's locked in and juiced. There's a shot to Hanley. Dexterez makes the catch for the second out. 2 outs. Masha Donga 0 for 3 with a walk. She's hitting 200 on the season. No home runs, 6 RBIs. 2 outs. That one's popped up into the outfield. Magic Moore is there. Makes the catch. Beewolves win again, Tommy. 8-3. It would have been nice to get that shutout, but
yeah,
the 3-run home run in the ninth, again, just didn't beat us. That's the whole thing. So we didn't get the shutout, but we get the win, and that's more important at this point. So, and it was the Beewolves. Started in the second inning when they hung 5 on the Wideloads. They kept they put 2 more on in the 5th and then 1 in the 9th, and they kept the Wideloads off the board until the 9th with that 3-run home run. It was a 9-hitter. Again, we had, a 4-hitter, a 5-hitter, and now a 9-hitter. Beewolves with 17 hits, 8 runs on 17 hits, so, they scored on more than half, right?
Yeah.
So
Dexterez going 1 for 5 and Monstour 0 for 4. Torrens 1 for 5. So that's not very good. But then you got some big numbers. Buster Biggs. I think there's no doubt that Laura Franco's going to be player of the game with 4 for 5 with 3 runs, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs.
Yeah. Awesome. Just awesome.
Billy LeBlanc 3 for 5 with 2 runs.
Yeah.
Over there on the other side. Look at that, though.
Bertha Banks, though, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. We got an RBI from Magic Moore, an RBI from Fran Giappani, the pitcher. So, the offense is really woken up here, Tom.
Meanwhile, over there, the first three for the Wideloads are Kiro, Donko, and Gaspar. I'll go 5 for 4. Ella Royds, who was leading the league, I forgot what she was leading the league in. I don't know if it was RBIs or whatever. She goes 1 for 4, strikes out 3 times.
Yeah, we went after her. We went right at her, and yeah. Bergman, two strikeouts, Hobbs 2, Friedman 2. Yeah, I mean, the big one that I like is the first one. Fungo Akuro, 0 for 4. He got 1 walk and 1 strikeout. So it wasn't like we were avoiding him, He went 0 for 4. Again, we went right at him. So what a game. What a game.
Pitching, Frangipani gets the much-deserved win, holding the lead the whole game. She goes 7 innings, gets only 6 hits off him.
No earned.
1 walk, 11 Ks. After the 3 starting pitchers in front of her had career games, she comes out and bests them with 11 Ks. Her ERA is now at 4.30. She's 2-2 on the season, an even record. Dusty Winter comes in, throws 1.1 innings, gets only 2 hits off him, 2 earned runs. 1 walk, 4 Ks of his own, with a 4.35 ERA. He's 0-1 on the season. And then Smack Avery comes in, throws 2 pitchers, gets just 1 hit off him, 1 earned run, but it's a home run, and it's a 3-run dinger. His ERA is 4.66. He's 0-2 on the season, but he does have 4 saves.
Yes, sir. And over there on the Wideloads, the juiced, he locked in and juiced down. I can't remember what Rauner was, but he only lasted 4 1/3 innings. He gave up 13 hits, 7 earned runs, a walk, 1 home run. He walks out of here with an ERA of 6.87. He goes 0-2 for the season. Bozer came in and he pitched 2 2/3 innings, gave up 2 hits. He had 2 strikeouts left of the game with a 5.09 ERA, and his record's 0-1. And then Rogan Bowles came in, pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, an earned run, 1 home run. His ERA is up to 3.5, and he's got a record of 0-2 with 8 saves.
8 saves, still leading the league in saves.
I wonder who's going to be the player of the game.
Oh, look at that. Tell us about these players of the game. Pete, start with number 1.
I'm going to tell you about number 1, and that was Alora Franco, the first baseman who's been just playing lights out and just, waiting her turn, basically, and it came up in big letters today. So Alora Franco goes 4 for 5. She hits 2 home runs. She's got 3 RBIs, and she scored 3 runs.
The New York City native playing in front of her family here. And number 2 there, Frangipani, the B pitcher, had to step up and did. She makes a second player of the game. The starting pitcher, number 40, goes 7 innings pitched with only 6 hits off her, 1 walk, and 11 Ks.
11 Ks, crazy. And then the third star of the game, Prince Prize for the Wideloads. He was 1 for 3 on the day, but he did have that 3-run home run in the 9th to prevent the shutout, and he scored a run himself. So
look at that.
Look at that. 50-50, not bad at all. Tommy with the 7 hits, and Tommy's been cranking home runs. I mean, I think you've had at least 1 in the last 3 games.
Huh.
I can't even remember the last time I went yard. I'd have to look at the stats.
And 9 Ks you're on.
Yeah, I had 9 of them. You only had 6.
Right, half a touch. If I can get that lunch.
I think I had 6 by the 3rd inning, I think.
Yeah.
And you pitched one of those innings, so there you go.
Right. Post game. How about it?
Ah, man, I don't even know what to say. We're going up against some really good talent, and we're winning. We're just winning. And I think that our moniker is going to have to change to a not bullpen, but rotation beasts.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no 2 ways about it. All 4 of our pitchers, because you go back to Deshaun Levon, he's our number 4. Like we were talking about earlier, then Hurley Bender, then Beavis Ortiz, and now Frangipani. We've gotten career games out of all 4 of those guys.
Yeah. Boy, that is, yeah. Yeah, everyone's firing on all cylinders, really. I was looking at, they're going over some of the league leaders right now. Laura Franco's Still got the 4th best batting average in the league. She's got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5th. I can't count. 6th best on base percentage. On base slugging, she's 9th.
Yeah. I mean, this was a big game for her. She was just, she's been there. She's just bumping along the top there. And it was really just waiting for her to start using that. I mean, she's got like 98 power, didn't we say, or something like that?
Yeah.
And we were just waiting for her to start cranking them. And she gets 2 today, and all of a sudden you see that boost that she needed. So, wow.
Buster Biggs got 28 hits on the season. He's tied for first, second. So let's see. It'd be his tied for third. He's tied for I don't know how that works when you're tied with all those people. But caught stealing Dexter is still torn. So gosh.
Batting.
Pitching, we're not on the board for pitching yet. Strikeouts though. Fran Giappani, 4th in the league for strikeouts. With these 11, now she's up to 34.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Hurley Bender, 30.
Wow. Strikeouts in 9. Dusty Winter's actually slightly ahead of her.
Walks per 9.
Look at that pitching. We got dominant pitching all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really coming on right now. Way to go.
Our next game is going to be out there. This next game is the first time, Pete, that you and I will face one of our old teams.
Yeah. We're going to face the Overdogs.
We called games for the Freebooters and then the Overdogs, and we've never played against them until this next game. We're flying all the way out to L.A., and we're going to see Carrie Wayward going against us. It'll be nice to be back at the Swagger Center, but it'll be nice to see some of the players in the old stomping grounds, but hopefully we can get out of there with win number 5 in a row.
Yeah, that would be good. And I think it's, I got to be careful because we don't want to take this too lightly because,
Right.
we don't want to drop one now to the Overdogs, but we should be a little bit more evenly matched up here with the Overdogs. Did we have Carrie Wayward, the starting pitcher? She's 1 for 3 on the season. She's got an ERA of 7.78.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Wayward threw all right last year after watching those old playbacks. But anyway, so we're gonna end the night here from New York City with the Beewolves making it off of the bottom of the charts. Now we are 4th place in the division, Pete, half a game ahead of the Sirloins.
All right, that's what I like to see. The slow, steady crawl out of the basement as we kind of get back into the hunt here. So that'll be cool.
So we'll see you until we see you in Los Angeles. We'll see you. This is Tommy G.
And this is Pete J. And we're saying, get out of here.